People can be weird. Therefore, some games are created to weird you out. Here are the top 5 free weird Steam games you don't know about. Priest Simulator Heavy Duty is a first-person sandbox game where you play as a vampire priest who has to destroy Satanists to turn the Devil's Village into a Christian oasis. Combat consists of a left arm and a right arm that each have unique abilities. The left side has either a hammer or an explosive punch, while the right side has telekinesis, allowing you to pick up and throw objects or bodies. The combat is super simple, but I never got bored of the telekinesis since watching enemies ragdoll is hilarious. Objectives are given to you from certain people in the village before showing up as a waypoint in the open world. You'd think the best way to travel would be in the car, but... Most objectives involve combat, but there are fun one-off events like performing an exorcism, which has you searching for totems to destroy around a house, or performing confessions, which has you guess the correct moral code based on the person's sin. If you're looking for a funny physics-based combat game with an outlandish premise, then I recommend Priest Simulator Heavy Duty. With Shining Eyes is a first-person adventure game where you explore a surreal world to uncover secrets and solve puzzles. You step into a conservatory and explore the different rooms that branch off from the central hub area. There are 4 doors, each containing a unique experience or puzzle to solve. One has you put items in the correct locations, another has you set up a scene in the right way, this one has you offer the correct item to the mysterious deities, and lastly this weird ride that may or may not have given me nightmares.
Oh, hell no!
The game is pretty easy as it just takes a little deduction from reading the text to solve the puzzles, but I enjoyed learning about the world. If you're looking for a lighthearted puzzle game, then I recommend With Shining Eyes. Limb from Limb is a horror card game where you have to escape from a facility by playing a chance-based card game. You use a chess piece to navigate a fog-covered board in hopes of finding the exit space. Combat spaces take you to a room with a disturbing alien and have you play a mostly chance-based card game. There are safe cards that you're hoping to draw, death cards where you chop off one of your fingers, and joker cards. Whoever draws the 3rd joker card decides whose hand gets scanned for death cards. If whoever is chosen has 1 or more death cards, they get removed, but if they don't have any, they lose a finger. The first player to lose all 5 fingers loses the game. If you lose, you can keep searching around the board for the exit, but you permanently lose 2 fingers, making it harder to win future games. There are item spaces that let you pick between 2 items to assist you in the card game by letting you do things like make the opponent take an extra turn or reveal all the cards in your hand, for example. If you're looking for a mostly chance-based card game, then I recommend Limb from Limb. Birds Aren't Real the Game is a sandbox game based on the conspiracy theory that the government uses birds to spy on people. Naturally, you play as a robotic bird sent to a small town to restore government control. This involves you doing things like vandalizing propaganda posters or just pooping on people. Yeah, you and your kids smell bad now. For whatever reason, you can only take a picture of someone and add them to your gallery after you've pooped on them. Quests are given to you from the bird boss, which have you poop on things or look for certain items around the world. You have to be careful though, since people can become suspicious if you get too close and then become hostile once they realize you're a bird or after you poop on them. The whole game has a lighthearted comedic tone, and you even get silly hats for completing quests. If you're looking for a funny sandbox game about a government conspiracy theory, then I recommend Birds Aren't Real the Game. Brainpipe: A Plunge to Unhumanity is a trippy first-person game of spatial navigation and quick reflexes. The goal is to reach the end of the 10 levels while collecting all of the glyphs along the way. Everything else that isn't a glyph will damage you, and if you take too much damage before your health can restore, you lose. The first few levels are fairly easy, but later levels get faster and throw in more hazards, which really ramp up the challenge. The quick speed paired with the nonsensical sound design makes you feel like you're descending into insanity in the best way possible as you whiz by oncoming hazards. The longer you go, the higher your score becomes, so you can compete against yourself. If you're looking for an infinitely replayable game that'll have you in the flow state, then I recommend Brainpipe: A Plunge to Unhumanity. Full wheel bonus games! Try Again is a 2.5D platformer where you play as a test character trapped in an unfinished game by a figure called the Designer. It's a basic parkour style game that switches between two perspectives depending on the scene. Interspersed with the somewhat clunky platforming sections is a compelling fourth wall breaking story that's also a commentary on the video game industry.
Put me in the final game. I can be cute. I can be functional.
I wish it were up to me. The publisher controls everything.
But it's your game.
If you're looking for a simple parkour game with a cool setting and unique story, then I recommend Try Again. Nothing is a game where nothing happens. If you like doing nothing, then I recommend Nothing. Lava Lamp is a psychedelic exploration game that tells the story of space lemmings who get stuck between dimensions. The game takes place in several different environments as you figure out what to interact with. A lot of the game makes no sense, but that's part of the allure, getting you to ask questions like, why am I collecting these Oreo cookies, or what's the point of this game? There is voiced narration at certain points that gives some semblance of a deranged story though.
Can you have so many words in your language that you can't remember all of them?
Huh?
If you're looking for a psychedelic game with weird visuals, then I recommend Lava Lamp. Charlie in the Moistverse of Madness has you exploring a collapsing reality in search of different Charlies. The original Charlie can double jump, Discord mod Charlie can activate terminals, Chad Charlie can lift boxes to reach higher areas, and Dog Charlie can crawl through vents and has a sword. You have to switch between the various Charlies to progress to new areas before reaching the final boss. It's pretty much a brain rot style game, but if you like meme humor, then I recommend Charlie in the Moistverse of Madness. Those were the top 5 free weird Steam games you didn't know about. I'll have my playlist of free Steam games you don't know about linked in the description. Thanks for watching, give me money on Patreon, and don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up with this ongoing series.